I bet you think you're ready for the server slam. Well, I got news for you, brother. You thinking about stepping into the ring with me? I'm gonna be the first to kill a Shava. Yeah, that's right, you heard it here. We just had a developer update. Couple Diablo IV devs coming out dropping some news. So we're gonna talk about that today. So sit your ass down.
We got things to talk about. All right, so Diablo IV just recently had another developer update, and I'm really hoping that they continue to do these in the future. That's actually a question nobody asked, and it's probably the one that's on the top of my mind. Might have to go to Twitter on that one. Anyway, I've paid close attention to what the community's been saying about the game, as well as what other content creators have been saying about the last update. And one of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of people are glossing over some really important things that the devs had brought up that mean a lot to the future of the game, and honestly, even the future of Blizzard themselves. So I want to dive into that stuff today and talk about the things that everybody missed. First thing that I want to talk about is progress being carried over regardless of platform. I love this. I love this more than you know. This is something that ultimately will make me and a lot of other people probably buy more than one copy of Diablo IV, whether it's for PlayStation or Xbox or PC. During the last developer update, Joe P. Piora stated that any progress on our account can be accessed regardless of where we play the game. Meaning, if I play on PC and I wanted to go over to a friend's house and play couch co-op, I can do that. This is something that was incredibly frustrating about Diablo 3 is I had 3 copies of the game and none of the data was ever shared between any of those accounts. Meaning if my friends on Xbox wanted to hop on and they wanted to go back and run some greater rifts or whatever it might be, maybe I had a character that wasn't high enough Paragon level, or maybe I didn't even have any characters that were at the same level that they had, where on my PC account I had tons of characters with tons of Paragon. So this is a change that not only do I think is great for the future of Diablo 4, but it's just a great accessibility change that every game should have. Next, I would like to quickly talk about some of the stuff regarding seasons. The D4 dev team did a great job clearing up the fact that for us to be able to engage with any of the seasonal content, we have to make a seasonal character. Meaning if we want to play through any of the new storylines that they've added, then we must start from level 1 and progress through the season. As someone who enjoys seasonal play, I don't mind this. However, there are some people that genuinely don't like seasonal play. People who just want to play on their main character on the Eternal Realm, and that's it. And I kind of feel like not giving them the ability to engage with some of these side stories is kind of a miss. Now, in the developer update, they stated that none of the storylines or the quests that are in the seasons are going to have any impact on the main narrative for Diablo 4. Meaning that if you missed any of the seasons, you're not going to have to worry that when a future expansion is released that you missed something and now all of a sudden the narrative doesn't make any sense to you. This is something that's incredibly important and a lot of people are glossing over, specifically because they're removing Fomo from the game. This is something a lot of developers haven't been doing lately, and I'm honestly surprised that Blizzard's doing it with Diablo 4. Now, not only does it remove FOMO, but this also removes unnecessary bloat, and we've seen it with games like Path of Exile or Destiny 2, where they leave in a lot of these seasonal mechanics or seasonal storylines, and as a new player, when you first walk into the game, you're lost. So this ethical approach that they're taking to game design and also this more organized approach that they're taking to game design really means a lot, and I really want people to kind of pay attention to it. Now, I know there's a lot of naysayers when it comes to Diablo 4, but when you really pay attention to the nuances of design that they have in this game, you really see how hard they're working. Actually, speaking of the naysayers, let's talk about pay to win. No matter how many times I bring this up, or any other content creator does, or even Blizzard themselves, people just aren't going to listen to it. Ultimately, even if you back them into a corner with all of the proof that you can possibly show them, they're just going to throw up the ultimate barrier of, but it could be one day. Right, just like a plane could randomly fall on your house while you're sleeping. Anyway, one of the things that I want to point out is, especially during this last developer update, they are so adamant about making sure that everybody knows that they are crystal clear that this game is not going to be pay to win, even with its battle pass. And one of the things that they've done is actually put barriers in place to keep people from even being able to buy power through the battle pass, locking character level to the ashes that they can receive, the ashes that we use to ultimately level up the different passives that we earn through the battle pass. Continuing on with this theme, they showed off shop armor and compared it directly to in-game armor. Not only is it great that the shop armor doesn't completely outclass the in-game armor, but it's also in theme with the game. No weird Power Rangers shit. You're not dressing up as Master Chief. It's not like Fortnite or anything like that, and I really appreciate that they're trying to do their best to stay in theme with the game. All right, so this is probably a hot take, but I think it's great that they're trying to show that they want to approach both the shop and the battle pass in the most ethical way they possibly can. Blizzard wants your money. Every video game developer does. Hate on it all you want, but it's no longer a question of will there be microtransactions in a game. It's more of a question of how bad will it be and how expensive. In the case of Diablo IV, it seems like they're doing it with both the player and Blizzard's interests in mind. Now, this is probably the most important takeaway that we could have from the last developer update, and it's something that most people have glossed over and nobody seems to be talking about. And it's that when we had these last two betas, they have made a lot of changes to the game, specifically at our request, and it's been almost lightning speed how quickly they've been able to pull off a lot of these different updates, a lot of these different changes, whether it's been bugs or quality of life or balancing or whatever it might be. But I'm here to tell you that today, that ends. All of the changes throughout the previous betas were implemented because the game wasn't gold yet, meaning the game wasn't printed, it wasn't shipped to retailers, and its build wasn't finalized. What many players don't realize is that not only do these developers pre-plan and develop future updates, but they must have all of that content approved by the platform that they're sending it to, both for quality and security reasons. For example, if Diablo IV wants to fix a specific error, they want to do a hot patch, they have to have those software changes approved by PlayStation or Xbox before any of those changes can be pushed to the game. Sometimes if it's an integral thing to the game where customers honestly can't actually play the game, then they'll cut the red tape and they'll let things kind of go through, but for the most part, everything has to be looked at meticulously. So this means any of the issues that we might find in the next beta or any quality of life changes we would like to see may not make it into the day one patch of Diablo IV and its release. The development team has been incredibly responsive, so when things start to slow down, don't just start to think that they aren't listening to us anymore. Just realize that changes won't be able to happen as quickly as they did in the past because, well, there's a process to it. Honestly, something that's really impressed me about the whole developer update was the fact that they just came out and approached the topic that leaderboards weren't going to be available for the first season. They haven't given us any reasons. However, this is something that they could have discussed outside of a developer update, something they could have discussed outside of promotional material, but they didn't. Instead, Rod Ferguson just straight out came forward and said, "We want to remain transparent and forthcoming with the community. There won't be any leaderboards until probably season 2. I have said this so many times, but I'm going to say it again. I am so impressed with this Diablo IV development team. They have been so transparent from day one. They've been listening to all of the player feedback, responding to just about everybody, and it's impressive. It honestly is just impressive. We don't see this level of transparency and communication from just about any developer out there anymore, and it's even more surprising that it's coming from Blizzard. The more we positively communicate amongst player and developer, the better this game gets. And I just don't see this game not doing well. It's actually, I made a video on how I believe Diablo IV is going to save Blizzard. You should watch that. I'm not off my rocker. You should go watch it. Anyway, that's all I have for the video today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it just as I do with any of the other videos that I make. I will see you guys in the server slam. Outside of that, if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. There's tons of other videos to watch. I've been making them at like 1 a week, sometimes even 2 a week. I have a vacation next week, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to make any content. Ooh. That sucks. Anyway, stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe. Join the Discord, link below. Also, I have a Patreon as well now. Maybe I'll do like the credit system like everybody else does, and I'll put your name up here, or maybe here, or here, or here, or here. Have a good day. Peace.